on from a rabbit igloo to an electric blanket for your pooch. What do you think of the latest gadgets to keep your pets warm through the winter months? Plus, for 15 years she ate, breathed and slept cycling. But how is Olympic champion Victoria Pendleton finding life out of the fast lane? Very good looking at her. But first, last June, the Royal Horticultural Society launched the hunt for the world's best garden photographer. Now in its 17th year, the competition attracted over 6,000 entries from 40 countries, all vying for the coveted title of Photographer of the Year. Joining me in a moment are 4 of the category winners. But first, please welcome the chair of the judging panel, renowned flower and garden photographer, Clive NICHOLS. We've got some lovely shots here, but your top tips, you are out every day, Clive, taking garden and plant photographs. Top tips, what are the secrets?
The secret really is to get up very early in the morning, because I love the light then.
Yeah.
It's the best time to shoot. And also you get a lot of things like cobwebs and dewdrops on plants and things like that.
Which will have burnt off
gives you atmosphere, really,
by midday. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, in terms of what you were looking for as judges in this, because, I mean, a good photograph's a good photograph, but it has to be more than that. What were you looking for?
We were looking for a standout image, really, something that, you know, stood above the crowd, either because of its composition or lighting or sort of technical excellence.
So the things that make a good photograph are what?
Light.
And the first member of our audience whose phone's going off now. Well, I'll get rattled when they get home. So things that you're looking for.
No, I think the light is very important, as I said, you know, so sort of beautiful backlighting or soft, delicate lighting.
Because people are always concerned only really about framing and focus, but they're not necessarily the be-all and end-all.
Well, composition is very important, of course, you know, important to the shot, but I think the light is what really sets a really good photograph apart.
Time to meet 4 of the individual winners before we announce live on TV here the overall champion. First up, the winner of the details category. Please welcome Jackie Parker. Thank you for coming, Jackie. This is your photo. Tell us what it's of.
It's a macro image of an anemone can flower, which I took in my back garden.
So it's a massive close-up.
Yes.
But how long have you been taking pictures?
Sorry?
How long have you been taking photographs?
Since 2005 I started.
So not that long ago,
not terribly long.
Clive, the finer points of this, what appeals to you about this?
What we loved about this was the sort of detail here, you know, where she's focused right into the centre of the flower.
Pin
sharp in the centre, yeah.
And
then this beautiful sort of colour combination with the purple of the anemone and then the pink, I don't know what that was behind, but something
another bunch of flowers.
So you've got the sort of clashing colours that work really well. It's kind of an arty photo.
Well, it is arty, because a lot of people say, well, it's out of focus. I mean, you can't see what that is at all, can you?
It's not.
We're talking art here, aren't we?
Definitely.
And the rest contributes to the... How many shots did you have to do to get it in?
Probably about a dozen.
Yeah.
I just wanted it to sort of flow.
Well, there we are. Thanks very much for bringing this beautiful thing. Next up, the winner of the plants category. Please welcome Heather BUCKLEY. Heather, welcome. This is an unusual point of view, isn't it? Here you got flat on the ground for this, presumably.
Yeah, almost. I'm using a fisheye lens, and quite often when I'm using a fisheye, rather than lie on the ground, I'll just lower the camera and take a few shots. When you do it a few thousand times, you know what's going to be in the frame.
And this must be an advantage of using cameras, digital cameras, now where you can see what you're getting, rather than film where you've got to wait till you get home.
Yes, and it's also used a fill-in flash there, because if you're shooting up against the sky, which is usually the case when you've got the camera at an upwards angle, then you're going to need some light to fill in the detail of the subject.
And this, of course, was a trained bee.
Yes.
That you've got to...
When things are a bit unpredictable, you may have to take several hundred pictures before you get one that you like.
But so from your point of view, Clive, this particular picture...
What we loved here was the sort of, you know, the fact that you've got really low onto the ground and looking up, because that's quite an unusual viewpoint.
Yeah.
You know? Even I quite often don't do that, so
I'm
learning from this as well. And also the sort of technical qualities, you know, the fact that she's used fill-in flash to get the correct exposure on the foreground and the sky, and you know, you capture speed.
Wonderful. They seem to be sort of pointing, drawing your eye to
what sort of shutter speed did you use, by the way? It must have been fast.
Yeah, I can't remember it. Probably 250th a second, but I can't actually remember.
Love it when they talk dirty. Our next guest won the Seasons category. Please welcome Brett Critchley. Hello. Now, here's a mood scene. This is astonishing. Tell us the story about how you took it.
Very early start. Didn't get the shot that I actually went out to try and get. And I was actually returning to my car when the scene presented itself. I saw a person walking off into the distance, and I knew within a few seconds they would be in the position to really just finish the
It's thinking on your feet, isn't it? As much preparation as you like, but then spotting the moment, Clive.
Yeah. Being in the right place at the right time is key to great photography. Full stop, you know. Having the person there, I think, really makes the shot, you know, without...
And that was by chance, you didn't pose him there?
No, it's not posed, it's not staged, I don't know who he was, but I saw him and I thought he would just make the shot. To be fair, you know, it would be nice without him, but I think it really just...
Better, wouldn't it, because your eye goes in. Yeah. And these shafts of sunlight.
Yeah.
Beautiful, yeah. The light was...
The advantage of it being about 7:15 in the morning.
Yeah. So that bears out what you say, get up early then.
Oh, yeah.
And that's clearly, everything came together in this
Clive. Stunning, stunning. And also you've got this sort of branch coming across the top here, which sort of holds the composition at the top.
Yeah, that's framing in the extreme, isn't it, really? Thanks very much. Finally, the winner of the Gardens category, please welcome Jonathan Casey. Jonathan, you understand why this is tell us where it is, Jonathan.
This is the beautiful Kentwell Hall, that's in Suffolk. It was one of the locations for the film Witchfinder General. I don't know if anyone's seen that.
Oh, some of them will.
There was a dunking scene from that.
So do you like taking photographs of things to do with that film? Is this a favourite?
I'm doing a series of photographs of the film Witchfinder General, and also my wife's a very keen gardener. She's a sort of likeness of the family. This was our first wedding anniversary, and we went here. So
she'd enjoy the garden, you'd enjoy snapping.
Yeah.
Clive, this is look at the brick. I mean, you know, for me, this is so sharp.
It's technically very good. Yeah. Everything's, you know, pin sharp, which I love personally. But also he's done what I don't often do, which is shoot sort of in the middle of the day, you know. But because the light's so crisp and you know, he's got a lovely shot, and also I think he used a polarising filter.
Yes, we were very lucky with the clouds. We went the day before, and it was a dull day.
Oh, so there's flat grey skies that do
flat grey skies. I hadn't had a decent camera for very long, so I made a few newbie errors, you know. So went back the next day, put the nice polarising filter on, aimed just to get this shot, which was based on the bot shot from the day before. Just went to do that, and
there you are. You won the category. So the big moment has arrived. Can all the photographers please position themselves by their pictures? Off you go. Oh, they will let you get back proprietorially by your own images. Time to announce who has won the overall title of RHS Photographer of the Year. Drum roll, please. And the winner, the RHS Photographer of the Year, is Heather Buckley. Well done, Heather. Congratulations. Well done. Have the Clive. Clive, that one wins. Why is that outstanding compared with the others?
I think what we loved there was the sort of technical qualities of it, you know, the way she got low with an unusual viewpoint, and just to be able to balance that lighting and catch the bee, it just was very special. It's a
photograph that makes you gasp, doesn't it, really? Yeah. Well done, Heather. Many congratulations. Thank you to all the finalists. Huge congratulations to our winner, Heather, and my thanks, of course, to Clive NICHOLS. Thank you, Clive.